He was always a player of incredible quality. Unfortunately for Cons, he will walk into Jaguar, and niko with the dualies will take him out comfortably. But the bomb is gravitating back toward the A site. Unfortunately, Neofrag and Flames are both here. And niko's going aggressive looking for information. He will get stopped, though. That might actually stop the sYnck play. They don't need to rush into a site now they've recovered that kill. And they aren't doing that. They're doing exactly that, in fact. They are actually going back towards spawn and having a look toward mid instead. So 45 seconds, it still might be a back toward B idea.
Yeah, it looks like it actually should be. An OG, for the most part, are playing for the retake. And like I said earlier, they don't have a kit, so not ideal for them to have to retake. I think that's why Fiku's starting to make some moves, but Dexter's had his bell rung, and that does sound the alarm bells here for OG. Fiku along with Dexter looking to just try and lock down the back of the bomb site, but kills coming through aplenty for sYnck. Somehow Dexter's been able to stand tall. Oh, and Neofrag's taking down Watts. In the meantime, Eku will find the plant, but it's a 1v2 clutch coming through from him, and Dexter's ripped his head off as well. Trav, he gets all three of those. So, actually, that's true. It's played with like Finnegan. Yes. We do see some aggression coming through. OG have made a point of looking to aggress in towards middle pretty often here so far throughout the half, even though it's early days. Oh, no, Fates. Maybe a bit of a scroll by accident there. If you've got scroll for jump, I'm not sure, because that didn't look intentional. And, well, eventually, he was just like clay pigeon shooting, basically. He was just the clay pigeon.
Yep, that was unfortunate for niko. Well, not unfortunate for niko, more unfortunate for Fates, and fortunate for niko. Getting 2 kills from that one. Nicely done. And now Cons is left just to try and do some damage, because OG are looking to win this buy round with 4 players alive, which would be excellent for their economy. Cons, I believe, is the IGL for the sYnck side. I'm sure all the Estonian fans in chat will correct me if I'm wrong on that one.
Oh yeah, don't you worry. Because Trav, you're supposed to know everything about every region in the world as a caster, mate, so come now.
That's fine.
As we do see OG getting their second round on the board, and it's a very clean gun round coming through from them as well. There's become a lot of talk about how to play the CT side of Ancients, and I've seen quite a few of the tier 2 IGLs talking about how you pretty much either have to go for a gamble stack and play for retake, or you have to go for middle control. And it's really difficult to maintain mid control just because of how the util from the T side is actually difficult to contest, right? You can just throw chain flashes over from T spawn. If you're able to get shelf control, you can double peek middle from the left and the right side of bottom mid. So it's become an increasingly difficult map for the CT side here on Ancient.
Indeed, it most certainly has. It's ever since that spawn change that you mentioned, the CT spawn being pushed back, we can see it right here. It's really changed the timings a lot and made it a lot more T-side friendly. Just a little side note before we get started in this round. You know, we mentioned a bit of news in the pre-game to each other before we went live about how Boris was missing out on the RMR. That's an April Fool, apparently.
No, but they posted it yesterday, mate.
That's apparently an April Fool.
Man, I miss the days when April Fools was just like just a little ribbing, like just a small joke. Not like, we can't play RMR with our star player and we're using our coach with a whole big formal post. Haha, gotcha. We're so funny. We're a bunch of comedians, aren't we? No, that's actually just stupid.
There's nothing stupid about that entry from Cons. He will easily deal with niko, a bit of revenge from the previous round. And he's managed to find Fiku as well. So 2 entries for sYnck straight onto the B-bomb site. And even though Dexter and Flames, sorry, Neofrag, sorry, are both here, it's probably going to be a save, you'd think. Flames are just holding for a flank right now that would stop that exit. And sYnck, we saw this yesterday against Cloud9, right? I mean, they were very happy to change up the pace on their T side. It really did keep Cloud9 guessing. There were a couple of really slow rounds from sYnck, and then we saw a couple where they just ran it into A without any hesitation whatsoever. And those were successful as well. So, yeah, this is just another great change-up that they continue to do.
Good to see the depth that they have as well, right? Just variation to their T side, so it's difficult for OG to try and read and set up.
On this map, it depends who's done their homework on the T side as it stands at the moment. Oh, niko catching Andu off on that one. It's a free gun. And you don't want to try and juggle it away for Dexter right now. I don't think it's possible to get Fiku anywhere near that. He's quite disconnected from the action on the outskirts of B rather than in toward Jaguar. So that gun is safe for now. He will try to go in and look for it, and that's some good communication, of course. That's exactly what you'd expect. So FIKU will advance to try and pick up that rifle, and he's got it now, so that's exactly what I wanted to see. Good that they've got that one done. 4 versus 4, and with Flames defending in toward Donut, sYnck could still have a problem on their hands.
Does look like they're going to finish off the rounds at the B bomb site. They're just trying to pull attention in towards middle, in towards A. You can see Flames is on a pivot right now, as OG are set up to retake that A bomb site. They've actually got a player in Cave and Jaguar, no one on the B bomb site itself. Quite an unorthodox setup, but I actually think it's going to work quite well considering the XQ coming through here from sYnck. They do have a molly. Just a question as to whether that's going to be deployed in towards Cave or not. Neofrag, what's the timing like? Always sees the gun barrel Veku. That's such a big kill because now it turns into a one-dimensional hit. sYnck, they're going for the discreet approach, edging their way forward, giving away as little information as possible, but OG don't mind playing the long game here, Trav.
No, especially with this advantage now, and FIKU is still so close in toward Cave. Watts, I'm not sure if he saw the information, but that's a big threat dealt with by Fates. Orping Flames out the round. FIKU is still here, but of course he's got no armor, so that could be a problem, and it's definitely a problem now, because Dexter, even though he got faked after yesterday, but yeah, you'd think that OG they want to try and impose themselves a bit more, like you say. But anyway, let's see how it goes. Fates holding the lovely angle. He'll out-orp Dexter. Dexter not even given a chance there to shoot back. And Echo getting an entry 2. Flames needs a 2k, and it's not going to happen. I think he's tagged Fates. Oh my goodness, down to 1 point of health. The AWP gets away with the trade, and look where Andu is. I think FIKU has an inkling, and he will hit a dink as well, but even though the health is so low, all the kills come through.
The 5.7's better at range because you have more control, and then it's just better up close because you have that one-shot headshot potential. So I just don't really see a world in which the CZ is superior. Either way, that's a really nice opening kill coming through from Flames. Good crosshair placement, sprays the player down through the smoke. Vital opening kill comes through here for OG, but we've seen them have opening kills in the rounds gone by that they haven't converted into round wins. Can't afford for that to be the case here once again.
Yeah, this is one they need to translate. Already this half is kind of getting away from them. And it's by no means a shock after what we saw yesterday. Maybe Shockwave, the coach, has injected that sort of ability into sYnck. He's a recent addition, of course. Shockwave was actually the coach for when Windigo famously won their WESG event all those years ago in 2018. Their biggest cash injection that the Bulgarian team has ever had.
What was that, 600k?
I think it was 600 or 500k, yeah, something like that.
Damn.
Go back.
Look at the aggression, more aggression. This is what I'm talking about, playing with an advantage as well. Just continuing to ask questions, not giving sYnck full freedom. Now all three players grouped up in towards Donut. Neofrag has the whole world on his shoulders, trying to control both A main and Donut. Somewhat compromises his position with the spray through the smoke. sYnck now know there's someone towards the right side, but wisely repositions in towards Temple and allows Dexter to assume that particular angle.
Yeah, and they don't have a smoke. That's the biggest issue. That they might be able to, and they definitely will be able to plant without needing a smoke for CT, but if anyone crosses at any point, that AWP will get an easy pick, and I say that. Watts actually chooses to go really close with it, but in the end he gets caught off guard. Bomb plant will come through, which is certainly a positive, as that will keep the money to see. And exactly what you'd need to increase the progression of a roster. Right now, the progression is looking very good, but Dexter needs to step up here. He does actually a wonderful job to get a second. He was getting overwhelmed there, and that really activates Niko and Flames to help out. That's nice. A nice tap from Flames. Eku was low anyway, but he hit the headshot either way. And now Fates is 1 versus 3. He won a ridiculous clutch yesterday against Cloud9 on this very bomb site, but this is most certainly a very different situation. Information spotted, long range. It's a nice tap, but he's not feeling too bad, of course, after Smoothie had to step in for him for a day. Hopefully he's feeling a little bit better, but Andu is certainly feeling fantastic right now. He's entry 2 players already into the B bomb site. That second kill should never have come through, really. Just a great reaction, and now all the smokes are up, so if sYnck want to plant toward this B bomb site, they can, and Watts is just going to continue to waste his clock against Neofrag. He's kept him occupied for another 5 seconds or so. And Dexter, even though he's boosted above this smoke, he needs to find a pick somehow and at least fall away with it. But sYnck aren't committing to this plant just yet.
Nice angle taken by Cons. If he gets a kill here on Neofrag, that A bomb site's completely open for business. Needs to call for the rotations, or does he? No, never mind. Eku catches Dexter. There's only Flames left, and well, his position's now been compromised. Knows where these 2 players are on the bomb site, but Eku will extinguish any.
Managed to grind it back to OT at least, but only got 1 OT round in the end.
Yeah, unfortunately, they kind of ran out of gas, right? Hopefully not going to be the case here against OG. Now their lives are on the line. Both of these teams can't afford to lose this game, but one of them will. That's the nature of competition. And whoever loses this will be out of contention for one of those 2 spots at IEM Dallas.
Yep. Just those 2 spots
of course,
available.
The team that wins the upper bracket final qualifies, and the team who wins the lower bracket final qualifies.
Yep, and as we spoke about yesterday, this qualifier is absolutely stacked. Fnatic,
yes.
Cloud9, NIP, Astralis, Spirit, all still in the bracket. Godsent, of course, in the upper bracket after beating Fnatic yesterday. Impressive results. And that's an impressive shot from Dexter. This should secure the round. Unless Watts manages to find Neofrag straight away. And I don't think he spotted the angle. In fact, neither of them have. So who sees whose gun barrel first? Watts will see it first. Great frag. But a lot of damage taken. He's going to have to try and push up aggressively to catch off a second player. The only sort of saving grace for sYnck is that Dexter and Flames aren't very healthy. The bomb is now being rotated in from Fates. And there is a smoke available to block off the angle. He has time to wait for it as well. Of course, problem is, Donut is not covered. So he's going to have to plant just covered from it, which of course is possible now after they widened the bomb site a while back. And Fiku will now lurk his way in. What? Can he flank Dexter or can he flank 2 players? This could be absolutely perfect. Oh no! Dexter checks it at the last second. Can you believe it? Fates 1 versus 3. This is still doable. Getting swarmed upon though from 2 different angles. Sees the player jumping above the smoke and he can only just hop away and toward Temple. Still gets 1. Looking for a second. Dexter's holding the very close angle. Trying to bait him out. He does. And Fates is doing a great... And now comes the aggression. OG will be flashed in. 2 players with pistols. And this is how you do it with the pistols. Fantastically done by Flames, but he does get taken out. In the end, he works out in a 3 versus 2. But Watts has crept in during the madness, and that is perfectly done. Catching Neofrag on that rotation. Cons is locked behind the B door smoke, and the bomb is in the open in Dexter's possession. So Cons cannot afford to walk through this one. He's going to try and walk through it on a flash, though, and in the end he only does damage. Not to be for Cons, and now Watts, his position has been heard. Trying to play smoke fade, but that smoke is going to last a long time, and Nico's going to be there to pounce immediately after he takes this duel. Hiding in that small cubby on the left-hand side, and the Molotov will keep Watts at bay for a little while longer. He is healthy though, of course, and Dexter is 1 point of damage away, and the Molotov does so much damage there. It's a tick in the latter stages of it, which means it takes him down even lower. And against a top quality team, can they translate it into a victory this time around? It's a fast mid-play to start us off in this second half, and they'll go 1 for 1 early on.
Yeah, Watts has a lot of pressure mounting on that A bomb site. He does have some support from CT. And there's no utility on the table here for either side, so it's going to come down to these gunfights. Flames is planting the bomb, even though they're down by a man. At least they're able to turn into a post-plant position. Watts has been dealt with, and now it's about the retake. sYnck don't have that kit, so they're against the clock. Flames forces the issue, but a double peek coming through will lead to his demise. Fiku suffers the same fate. It's all on Neofrag to clutch. Clean kill on the first, but so much work to be done afterwards.
Oh, a second clean one as well. Trying to deal with Fates, and Fates is out of bullets. But no, Neofrag. How have you whiffed that one? Surely he would have just gone for the chest shots in the end.
The body shots.
Realising the situation. At the edge of the smoke, and 1 has 1 faded against Cloud9. And Watts will already defend against this incoming force buy. Mac 10 trade, but Echo is here on good timing. And the low HP of niko is going in first with that bomb, so that will be dropped. A good dink though, and Neofrag makes up for his previous excursions. But no, Fates once again deletes him, and the trades are thick and fast. Cons is now 1 versus 1 against Fiku, and the round will be slowed down.
And that's exactly what Cons wants, because it means he's going to have time to continue to close the gap. Fiku, 50 points of health, levels out the playing field in terms of the disparity between the weapons both of these players have. Fiku's got so much time. I mean, it's just been the trade train here in the round. Neither of these teams have got 2 consecutive kills. Both trading back and forth.
Oh, the timing on this one for Cons. He is holding the right
So
position,
rough.
but
Oh my
Fiku
goodness.
doesn't even give it a glance. He looks like he wants to go back and look at it again. But he's double guessing himself right now.
I mean, Cons is in a great position here because he can't get caught off guard. He can have a quick rotation to either the A or the B bomb site. He's going to hear the plant coming through on towards A, so he can now start to make his way forward. And because Fiku hard cleared in towards CT and top mid, he's almost certainly expecting this to be a flank out of Cons, who has a kit, Timing is awful for Fiku, and the bomb isn't planted for him either. He's lost the round here, Trav. It's done. It's over. Cons has won.
That is crazy.
Falling behind the game. sYnck just need 5 more here on Ancient to close out the first map, but it's Fiku who absolutely destroys what's set to start off this all-important 18th round.
Yeah,
Good
continuing.
awareness from Flames there to watch his back.
Yeah, continuing the force buys, of course, important to do so. Eku surely gets taken down here, yeah. Only 1 for 1. It makes sense, right? sYnck only won that previous round with 1 player alive. OG trying to keep the pressure up. I know it's probably the right thing to do, and that is a brilliant way to do so. I have a 2-round lead, but again, you mentioned the pace, and the pace really is proving to be a massive problem for sYnck at the moment. Flames will catch Eku off guard, and Watts needs to stand tall in long, only gets 1. Thankfully, Fates responded with 1 of his own in the meantime. But again, the pace and speed of these attacks for OG is making sYnck quake.
And that's how I expect them to approach their T side regardless of the map. Just keeping things simple, playing as a unit, trading each other, effective utility usage, and then just relying on their individual prowess to overwhelm the bomb sites. You would expect that would be more than enough to beat a team like sYnck if you're OG, right? So let's see. It does look like they want to have a crack at the retake. I'm quite surprised. I thought that they would have committed to the save, but 3v3, why am I counting them out of that? They are going to be able to get the kill on the first. Fiku desperately spraying through the smoke just off the mark. Left, right, and center. Oh, it's the full 10-second defuse. It's going to give Fiku another opportunity. Can he get the kill?
Oh.
He does get the kill on the diffuser at the implications for them. 11 all, scores leveled up, and OG looking to take the lead as we do see them pushing through the smoke. Flames will find 1, but traded up by Watts, who's forced to maintain his forward position for now.
Yeah, and he maintained his forward position for such a long time, but he only had 2 bullets to spare, and in the midst of all that, Neofrag, off camera, has just owned 2 players. Simple as that. 2 insta-headshots. Maybe there was I get the impression there was a mid-round aggression there from sYnck. While that action was going on toward mid, they decided to go aggressive toward the outskirts of B. And that's not a bad idea, but
no.
afraid Neofrag just said no.
Watts misses his molly there, Trav,
He does.
and that would have, yeah.
Oh, he was about to scope in, but need a bit more of a home map for OG. Cons, went for a duel in toward Jaguar, but Neofrag got there ahead of him, and now, once again, an early pick for OG. They've been very, very confident and consistent with going for fast opening plays, whether it's been as a squad or whether it's just been a singular player going for a frag, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, they really have been, and they're actually starting to play with a bit more conviction now, a bit more confidence. As we saw from Neofrag at the start of that round, Dexter gets himself a pick. That A-bomb site now completely vacant just because of all the attention that's been taken towards B. Neofrag, unfortunately, for Eku, hasn't been spotted. The penny dropped for sYnck. They realize there's been a bit of an over-rotation as they start to head back in towards A, but there's already a player in the temple. That's Flames posted up on the angle, and Fate is dead, man.
Yeah, this is...
15-11, map point for OG. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Both players blinded up. Flames looks to hold down the line, holds down mouse button 1, eventually will be bested. Man advantage in play here. This is a rare occasion for sYnck.
Yeah, but look at the damage. Oh my goodness. Cons tagged down to 14 HP, and look at Watts and Andu. 6, 11, and 14. Not even 50 health. Yeah, not even any health at all between the 3 of them. Unbelievable. And Cons is going to choose to go aggressive at the back of it. Shadow shown, but only damage. And Fiku has just tapped Andu out of the round as well. Oh my goodness.
Disastrous.
It is disastrous. Watts might choose to go aggressive here. He's 6 HP anyway. niko is the 1 low HP planting the bomb. He has gone through it, but that gun barrel might stick out if he's not careful. How much further does he want to push forward? Fates obviously has to retake with the AWP as well. Only 1 smoke in play. Or 2 smokes in play, I should say, but only 1 kit in play. So, yeah, it's not looking too good. 1 bullet needed either which way. niko versus Watts. Oh, he's playing Trick of Discipline. That could be a way to do it. And he will now smoke off Fiku, but of course he's the one with the kit, and that means that he has to go down straight away. Fates has not picked up that kit, and he's faked the bomb, and he's going to get caught in between 2 players. OG will get it done, 16-11, and that was absolutely